Hey, 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 chickadees. Guess what? We're going to talk about how what's going on around us is actually an illusion. Quick little message tonight on Christmas Eve. So, if you celebrate the holidays, happy holidays. If you don't, happy days, and just come on in and join us. Hey chickadees, welcome in. So today is day 3. We're going to talk about card 3 of our 7 energy crescent reading this week. And we're talking about holidays that might be a little rough on some folks, maybe some folks that you know, or maybe yourself. So just by way of reminder, we're coming out of the Oracle of the 7 Energies by my future bestie, Colette Baron-Reid. And 2026, it's here actually. So, it's gonna happen, Colette. We're gonna meet each other this year. So anyway, I really am a decent human being. I'm not a stalker, Colette, I promise. So, all right. So let's go back to day 1 and card 1 of this 7 energy crescent reading. And card 1 was really representing energies that we had created in the past, that have been generated in the past, that are still present today and haven't completely dissolved at this point. And we had card number 30, which was shining through. And so we were talking a lot about authenticity during the holidays, and it can be a little rough for some folks. And you can go back and watch the other videos about my personal journey through the holidays. But oftentimes it's not necessarily a time of a lot of joy for a number of people and many people. So if you know one of those, somebody who's suffering during the holidays, that, kind of befriend them. So then we move to card 2. Card 2 is about energy in the present moment. And so this was yesterday's reading, and we had card number 43, which was Spirit of Gratitude. And we talked quite a bit about how gratitude can help move us from a place of sadness or grief and loss to at least a place of neutrality, maybe a place of positive expectations and positive mindset, if we practice it enough. And we were encouraged to really look for the little things to be grateful about, even the smallest things. So whatever it is that you can find, especially if you're having a rough go of it this time of year. And so that spirit of gratitude is really what lays the foundation, frankly, for a lot of spiritual development. So it is a great practice to do no matter what your state of mind is. So all right, so that gets us quickly here to day 3. So day 3 and card 3 is energy that is hidden. So this is energy that has not coalesced into form yet. So it's hidden from us, but it's a supportive energy. And the card that we have for today, this is card 42, Smoke and Mirrors. So this is what is hidden and hasn't coalesced into form yet. So also, like, Smoke and Mirrors is kind of that in and of itself. So this is a really interesting card. And 42 is a 6 number, so this is about nurturing. And what we're being shown here is to understand the illusion of what's going on around us. So a lot of what we see in this 3-dimensional world is an illusion, and it is things that come together and coalesce into form and then fall away out of form into another form. And so oftentimes, if you'll look at pretty much anything around you and you really start to dissect it into its pieces and parts, you can break it down. So one of the things that we talked a lot about in some of my Buddhist training was a table, like just a wood table. So what is wood comprised of? Well, it's fiber, right? And it's water, and it's space between the fibers. And then there's, some kind of a varnish that's on it, and maybe some screws in it, that sort of thing. Or paint, but really looking at the material of wood and how it breaks down If you continue to break the fibers down, you'll find space between the little filaments in the fiber. So it was about breaking things down to understand that what we're seeing in three-dimensional form is really just the coming together of interdependent items, which frankly is frequency and vibration, and something coming together and vibrating at such a way that you interpret it as a three-dimensional object. And then we all agree on what we're going to call it. But in reality, it does not exist in and of itself. And that's what this card is really asking us to do, is look a little bit deeper into what's going on around us in the three-dimensional world and try to get underneath it to ascertain what's actually going on. So there's a term, we use this term, I use it in the book, we talk a lot about in Shift that's coming up next year, 2026. Talk a lot about what the Buddhists, Tibetan Buddhists in particular, call relative reality, which is the things that we see around us, how we experience the world in three-dimensional form. And then ultimate reality, which is the truth of what's really going on when we dissect all the pieces and parts and understand that really there's just space and there's just spirit. So that's what we're being asked to do. And so how does this play into the concept of what we're exploring this week, which is, holidays that can be difficult for some people? And how this works is understanding that, even through your pain and even through your suffering and your grief, which is all very, very real, do not discount it. We're not trying to push our emotions aside. We're trying to understand them. We can understand that the emotions will come and go, right? So if we practice the gratitude we talked about, right? If we understand that we're being called to be more authentically who we are, no matter what that is, don't necessarily put on a smile if you're not feeling happy kind of thing. Be authentically where you're at and understand that it's through that authenticity that you're able to express yourself in a way that's beautifully unique in this world, and your brilliance will shine through. But when you're in that suffering, find that little bit of gratitude so that you can relieve your own pain a little bit and at least get it to where it's manageable. And Smoke and Mirrors helps us, because if we really truly inspect what's going on around us and we realize that it's made up of pieces and parts that have come together, and we call it codependent arising, things come together, they coalesce into a form, and then as soon as they're in form, they begin to dismantle. And if we really understand that, we understand that the nature of our lives is also that way. And we can really understand that we are actually truly, as I've said probably 300 times on this channel, that we are truly spiritual beings having a human existence, and this is temporary. So it is also smoke and mirrors. So we're being asked to look beyond the illusion today, and put it in the comments how this lands with you and where you might be experiencing the illusion. So there's plenty of opportunities. So in our culture and around the holidays, and certainly with interpersonal relationships. Tell me how this is landing. Tell me any thoughts that you have about this. And certainly if you're suffering, just know that I'm thinking about you, and that you're not alone. So, all right, chickadees, pretty short little message from our guides tonight, but I love you. Hit subscribe and like this video if you want to see more of these in your feed. And I hope you have happy holidays in whatever form you're celebrating them. And if you're not celebrating, have a happy days anyway. So, all right, love you, chickadees, and we'll see you next time. Mwah.